have a block or keep your knees bent, feet on the floor, knock your inner knees together. That's where we'll begin to land into breath and body. And hands can be alongside, palms face up, broadening into your back body. So feel the back of your sacrum, the backs of your hips on the floor, supported. Feel your low ribs, your shoulder blades, and the back of your skull. A gentle pressing and releasing down into the support. Just notice how your energy is this morning. If you're feeling a little sleepy or a little slow, you might keep your eyes open. Maybe closing your eyes will help you to access a little bit of a deeper layer of how things are for you this morning. And so I know for me, there's been a lot of heaviness happening in our world surrounding us right now. And it feels really somber. There's a lot of suffering. So maybe you're feeling a little bit of this personally or energetically. Maybe not, maybe you're unaffected. So we'll be speaking to these feelings throughout class, and I encourage you to kind of notice any discomfort, notice any sensations you might have, and then be willing to get curious and be willing to let anything that doesn't resonate with you just roll off you. So take one more breath here, feeling the support on our back body. And then staying in this position, we'll just walk our feet back to hip distance, knees at hip distance. We're going to take a few flowing bridges with a neck release. So as you press into your feet, lift your hips, and we'll sweep the right hand up and overhead, and then sweep your gaze away from that right hand to the left. Take a big, big inhale once you arrive. And then exhale, bring yourself back down, hips, gaze, center, right arm alongside. And then just that same way, other side, lifting the hips, left arm, reaching up and over, gaze, looking over that right shoulder. Allowing time to feel, just move side to side with your own rhythm. You can follow the breath, inhaling, lifting, looking away, and exhaling, regrounding, or if that doesn't give you enough time and space to feel, choose to stay a little longer or move a little slower. So I know for me, when there's emotional stress happening in my body, it tends to end up in my neck and in my upper shoulders and my traps. So just allowing this neck release to give you some space in this area. This tends to be an area that you hold tension. And then once you come center, we'll pause, hips to the ground, feet on the ground, arms alongside the hips. Nice. And then we're gonna lift that right arm overhead, but keep the gaze and hips on the floor. And then let's roll over onto the right side. So let that right arm cradle your head, so you have a little pillow. And then the left hand palm is going to come up overhead. So if you're not sure, you can look up here. So knees are out in front. The inner edges of the legs are pressing together. And the hands are up overhead. If you palm to palm works for you, otherwise you can float that left hand. So from here, we're going to take a little movement. So lengthen that left leg, the top leg back behind, press through the heel, hover the left foot off the ground, and then hover the left hand off the right hand. So you're reaching a big side body stretch on the left side, reaching fingertips away from the sole of the left foot. One more full inhale here. And then on the exhale, curl that knee into elbow, elbow into knee, a little tap. Inhale, lengthen on out. Find the breath spreading, lengthen spaciousness to side body. Exhale, round and curl, elbow to knee, knee to elbow on that left side. You might even find a little rounding in the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhaling, finding your breath spreading. Exhale, drawing, squeezing into center. Reset that left knee to the right knee. And then let's just sweep that left hand overhead, coming into a supine twist with stacked knees. So releasing both arms out to cactus or into a T, softening that left shoulder down. And then again, if it feels good on the neck, bringing some rotation into the neck, sending your gaze to look over that left hand. Going easy, maybe this is the first spinal twist. Feel the support underneath you. If this feels too strong, you can soften the knees away from belly a little bit more, creating a little bit more ease in the low back. One more breath in and out. And then to return to center, we're just going to sweep the gaze center, sweep the knees back center so that the backs of the hips are on the ground. And here we are back to that bridge position. We'll just flow through a couple more of those flowing bridges with the neck release. Sweep the right hand up overhead, look towards the left, lift the hips high skyward. Exhale, release it down. Left side, inhale, sweep it up, look away from that arm, and set it down. This time, we'll take both hands up overhead, gaze stays neutral, up towards the sky, and release towards the floor. Keep the hips, head and gaze center. We'll sweep that left hand overhead, and then rock to the left side body. So doing the other side, draw the knees in. So you're curled in, support the head with the left arm, or you can also add a blanket here if the arm doesn't feel like enough. From here, reach that right hand overhead. Maybe palms touch, maybe not. From here, lengthening the right fingertips out of the waistline. Start to bring that right foot back behind, lengthening, spreading through the sole of the right foot, hovering the right foot and right hand off the ground as you reach away from each other. Next, exhale, round and curl, elbow to knee on that top side. Inhale, lengthen out. Couple more times, find your way. Feeling the support of the floor, support of breath. One more, lengthen out. We'll release that right knee towards the left knee. Sweep that right hand up overhead, opening into that spinal twist with stacked knees. You can walk your shoulders down so you have space between shoulders and neck. Maybe gaze looks over that right hand. Again, if this feels like too much right away in the low spine, send the knees down towards the end of your mat. A little more space to twist. Notice if it feels like too much in the neck, and the gaze that feels supportive, spacious, without tweaking anything. One more breath cycle, in and out. And then we'll spin the gaze to look up, spin the knees to come back up, so you're on the backs of your hips, back to the earth, arms alongside. Nice. From here, let's clasp our hands behind our head, broaden our elbows and shoulder blades into the floor. Feet are hip distance. From here, inhale, curl and round up. Draw the elbows in towards center, so you're squeezing the sides of your head. We'll pause, so you're broadening space to the back body. Navel center drawing down. And then exhale, release down, open the elbows, broaden your back body into the floor. If that felt like enough, stay. Otherwise, hover your feet so you're in that tabletop position. And then we'll do the same thing. Round and curl up, pause. One more breath cycle, in and out. And then releasing all the way to the floor, broadening. To add on from here, lengthen your legs straight. And we'll do the same thing. Wrapping, hovering head, shoulders off the ground, draw elbows together. Spread your shoulder blades apart, so spreading your shoulder blade wings. Exhale, release it on down. We'll all bend the knees, set the feet to the floor, sweep it into a full bridge, bringing shoulder blade underneath. Hands can be turned down or turned up, pressing into the floor. Notice if there's a lot of energy and pressing into the back of the skull, maybe you lighten there. Inhale, lift the heels, roll yourself back down to the earth. Bending the knees, draw the knees in towards belly. Do some little rocks side to side. We're going to transition to hands and knees. You can roll to your side and make your way up, or you might get a little momentum, a little playful rock and roll, so that you can cross your legs and sweep yourself in to that tabletop spine. If you need padding underneath your knees, add a blanket. We're going to keep the feet untucked, so tops of the feet press in, knees are stacking right under hips, hands right under shoulders. Once you arrive, feel the earth in this way. Feel the support. Press into your hands, press into your knees, feet, and shins. With that support, keep pressing down. We'll roll through cat-cow. Inhale, belly center drops down, tail rocks up, head draws away from the waistline. Exhale, round and curl into that cat-like spine. Just moving through center. Creating space with these spinal undulations. Nice. Next time you come through that tabletop spine, pause. From here, let's lift the right knee out to the side. So you're externally rotating, sometimes called the fire hydrant. And then draw that right knee up towards the right shoulder. Nice, we did this on our side line. And then come through center and send that leg back behind and point the toes. Bend the knee, externally rotate, draw in and up. Through center, lengthen all the way back, point the toes, bend the knee, externally rotate, draw it in and up. A couple more times. Lengthening back, bending knee, open, draw it. One more time. Lengthen it back, bend the knee, open, draw it. Nice. This time as you send that foot back, point the toe, and then bring the top of the foot to the earth. If you're off your mat, you might walk it forward a little to have a little padding. Press into the foot. And from here, you're just going to draw the heart in, tuck the chin so you're rounding in your upper spine. So different than collapsing, we're broadening the back body. If it feels getting cramping in that right foot, you might tuck the toes under if it feels like too much. Nice, and then draw that right knee back underneath. We're just going to tuck our toes this time and sit back on our heels. So if you need to add a block, you can bring a block to your heels. And so we're doing the opposite of pointing the toe, bringing space to the soles of the feet this way. So this can also feel really intense. If it feels like too much to weight, you can bring your bum off your heels, otherwise anchoring in. We'll sweep the arms up. Clasp the hands, send the palms towards the sky, broaden energy into the soles of your hands, into your side body. Notice if you're kind of blasting out in the front, draw low ribs in, draw navel center in. One more breath. And then release on out. Come back to that hands and knees position. Untuck the toes. Press into the earth. And then from here, we will draw that left knee out to the side, bent knee. Draw the left knee in towards shoulder. Through center, send it back, point the toe, lengthen that left leg. Nice, bend the knee, externally rotate, draw in and up. Through center, lengthen, point, bend, rotate, draw in. Two more. Lengthen out, bend, rotate, draw in. Through center, lengthen, bend, draw out, draw in. This time as you lengthen back, point the toes, then bring the top of the left foot to the mat, and then draw into that little cat spine in the upper torso. Draw chin in, shoulder blades are broadening apart from each other. Feel energy spreading to the top of the left foot. Again, if it's too much, feel free to tuck the toes, spreading energy into some part of the feet. Nice, bring that left knee back to the earth. We're gonna lower ourselves down to our bellies. So you might come through a half plank or a full, and then lowering all the way down to the mat. Send your hands out in front of you, palms face in. You're on the tops of your feet, release your head, your forehead to the floor. I'm gonna keep mine hovering, otherwise you might not be able to hear me, I might be too muffled. So from here, press into the right foot. Then we're gonna hover the left foot and right hand, maybe the head and heart come off the floor as well. Reaching away, point those left toes. Come back to the earth. Right foot, left arm hover, point the right toes, head and heart might follow, and release. We'll just do one more time each side. Follow your breath, maybe inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, make your way into a downward facing dog. You can go through hands and knees, maybe pause in a child's pose, and then start to lengthen back. You might bring movement to your dog, walking hands and feet out. Then notice the earth supporting you in this way. So all these different foundations in our asana practice allow us to start trusting different foundations, different groundedness within our body in different situations in our life. So feeling the support no matter what, the earth is there, solid and supportive. Feel the strength in your body, shoulders, lengthen the spine, straighten the legs. Nice. From here, let's step the right foot forward. So sweep the right leg back and sweep it up for runner's lunge. You have two blocks. Bring your hands to the blocks in the highest height. If you have one, bring it out in front of your right toes, hands to the block. If you have no blocks, do what you can to, you might be on the pads of your fingers. Nice. From here, lift that back heel. So you're rising really high onto the tippy toes of the left foot, and then sink that heel back towards the back edge of your mat. So we're just getting a little bit of energy through that left leg and soften back. Noticing what is possible for you today in that left side. One more time, lifting it up and settling it back down. Let's drop that left knee. Hands come back, coming into a half Hanuman. So draw the right toes back, hands to the block will help support. You can fold over that right leg, or maybe you stay up a little higher. Nice. From here, let's rock back in to that low lunge to start, and then come onto the top of the left foot. And then lift that left knee off the ground. So you're in an arrow runner's lunge. Set it down. Back to half Hanuman. Draw the right toes back. Next, we're just going to flow between knees. So draw into that low runner's lunge. Arrow, lift the knee. Set it down. Lengthen. Front leg draw. Toes back. Just moving. Feeling. Notice some heat starting to build in your body, creating space where there might not have been space before, an awareness and sensation. It might even be uncomfortable. Breathe, stay with it. So the next time you rock through a low lunge, pause. Nice. You can keep the left toes untucked, or you can tuck the toes. We're going to rise up into a low lunge. So stacking the hips over that back knee, you might shorten your lunge, draw your tail down, navel center draws in. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. And as we exhale, bring the arms to a T as we twist towards the right. Left hand comes to the right outer knee. Sweep the right fingertips back, maybe gaze back. So in this upright position, by twisting low lunge, really feeling a lot of space to spiral your rib basket open. One more full breath in. Exhale, release back through center. Hands are going to come to the blocks or to the floor. Step it back, down dog. You're welcome to take a flow. If you like to include that chaturanga lowering into a cobra or upward facing. We'll just be holding down dog or a child's pose if you need more softness. So noticing what you need, always tending and retending, rechecking in. We'll come into that downward facing dog if we're not there yet. Lift and lengthen left leg and step up for that runner's lunge on the left side. And both hands to one block or 2 blocks framing your front foot. Nice from here, lift that right heel up and draw it back. So you're feeling activation in that front right hip. Maybe starting to feel space to the sole of the right foot. Maybe the right calf is speaking to you. Nice, next time the heel goes towards the back of the mat, set the knee down. Come back in to, oh no, we gotta come in here first. Protect the toes, bring your knee up, draw energy through the top of that right foot. Set it down, come all the way through that half hanuman. We'll pause for a few breaths before we begin the flow. Left toes draw back. Notice even here in this half hanuman, especially if it doesn't have a lot of intensity, you might play with drawing the outer left hip back and away, creating a little more space in the outer waistline. And then here we go, we'll flow. So keep the hands to blocks for support. Rock that left foot back to the earth, left heel and left knee in alignment. Lift, pick up that right knee, lengthen energy into the arrow lunge. Set the knee down, coming on back. If no matter what you do, that arrow lunge doesn't work in your body, please take a different variation. You can tuck the toes coming into that traditional lunge. The arrow lunge is bringing a little bit more space and awareness to the front of that back leg. Just finding your way, flowing between these two postures. Noticing discomfort. We're not talking about pain. We're talking about maybe some muscle burn, some lengthening areas that tend to be tight for you. And notice how you can stay and breathe and adjust how you need. Next time that left foot comes to the earth, we'll pause in that low lunge. You can do what you need to do with the back foot. However, you usually take a low lunge and we'll reach the hands up. Stack the hips over that back knee. And then as you reach up, exhale, arms to a T, twisting towards the left. Bring that right hand to the outside of the left knee. Left fingers reach back, maybe gaze back. Use the hand on the outside of the knee. Press the knee into hand into knee. Draw the navel center in and up. One more breath in and out. And then we'll unwind ourselves and set the blocks to the side. Hands to the earth, lift the back knee so you can step forward and fold forward. We'll take a simple forward fold, feet in hip distance, bend the knees enough, ragdoll your arms. If you like to have support under your hands, a block might feel really nice. Otherwise, release the head, release the weight of the arms. And if you have the ragdoll arms, elbows fit, go ahead and release the crook of your elbows. We're going to bend the knees and bring ourselves to a halfway table lift with bent knees. Hands come to the knees or upper thighs. As you press into the thighs, you can use that as support, lengthening the crown of the head, the center of the heart forward as the outer hips and tail draw back. Navel center draws in and up. And we'll fold forward, release the hands. We'll do one more time like that. Inhale, lift it up, use the hands for support, bend the knees. Exhale, release. Nice, keep the knees bent, and we'll draw ourselves all the way to standing, pressing into our feet, reaching our hands up at the top of our inhale, and draw hands through heart center. Take a few breaths here in Namaste. Hands together in the center of your heart, drawing navel center in and up to support. Feel the earth supporting you in this position. 2 feet stacking underneath the hips. Getting curious about any incongruencies side to side. Does it feel like your feet are contacting the earth equally in the right and left foot? Nice. Bringing hands behind the head. Actually, you're going to bring the fingertips together. Open the elbows, just like we did on the floor. Open the elbows back, draw shoulder blades together. Press the head lightly into the hands. Left foot standing, draw right knee in and up. Sweeping our way back into a warrior three with supported head. Point the toes. So right toes point back. Draw the front of the right hip down towards the earth. Head presses back into the hands. Draw elbows up towards the sky. One more breath here. And then bend the standing leg. Draw the foot down to the earth onto the toes. Lift for a high crescent lunge. Same position with the hands. Draw your heart open. Press the head back into hands. Beautiful. Hands are going to come to block or earth so we can establish our warrior one. Spin and plant the back foot at that 45-degree angle. If you need to step in, shorten your base. And then from here, spin the left hip down, left hip back, right hip forward, and we'll rise into warrior one. If you need to have a wider base to create more space, both hip points point forward. We're going to take a diagonal line with our body. Reaching the hands forward, torso is going to match this diagonal line of the back leg. From here, draw the fingertips away from the outer heel of the right foot. Keep bent in that front knee. And then we're going to rise up, bring hands to cactus, straighten that front leg. Draw the elbows down. Feel contact with both feet. Press into the left big toe mount. Press down there. Bend that left knee. Come back to that diagonal warrior one. Reach it forward. Come back upright, straighten the front leg. Draw the elbows down into cactus. Inhale, reach forward, lengthen. Come, rise up, straighten the front leg, draw it down. Keep moving. A couple more times, each position. Noticing the effort. Balance that with ease. Wherever you can soften, wherever you can spread your breath, wherever you can press into the support of the earth, these are ways to soften into challenge or discomfort. Nice, one more time. Reaching forward and lengthening up. We're going to take it into that pyramid position. So keep steering the hips forward. We're going to bring the arms back. Same diagonal position with the body, and then come forward. Hands to blocks, where you have more space, fingertips to the floor. Notice if you lose any integrity in the hips, keep wrapping that right hip forward, left outer hip back. Stay connected with both feet. Both feet are pressing. Sometimes in this position, we're weighted into the front foot. We sort of lose awareness of our back foot, back leg. Bring your awareness there. If you're folded deeply over that front leg, let's rise into a table spine. Bend the front knee, and we'll step back, top of the mat. Hands are to blocks. Lift into a supported tabletop spine. This time legs go straight or straight-ish. So tend to if you need to bend your knee, bend your knees. And then we'll fold, bend the knees, fold head and chin in. So you're in a little standing embryo. Inhale, lengthen, tabletop lift. Exhale, round and curl it in. One more time, lift and lengthen. Round and curl in. Keep the bent knees, unfurl yourself all the way to standing, lifting the arms up through that extended Tadasana. Hands alongside or hands to heart, and pause. Feel your breath. Let your feet be anchored. And once again, notice. If you can, if it feels safe, close your eyes. As you close your eyes, you might shift weight into the left, into the right, Feeling side to side, that contact with the earth. And then come through center, trying to find weight from left to right side equally. And then we'll do the same thing. Little weight into the fronts of the feet, little weight into the heels. Just back and forth, feeling that contact with the ground. And then coming through neutral, so finding equal weight, balls of the feet and heels. Nice, great. From here, we'll inhale, sweep the arms up, bring the fingertips behind the skull, broaden the wings. So draw the elbows back, right foot standing, draw that left knee in and up. Steady gaze point, press the back of the skull into the hands lightly. And then from here, keep drawing and broadening front and back body as you sweep that left leg back, pointing the toes as you extend that left leg back. Notice if you're rolling open in that left hip or collapsing. Let level hips, a lot of energy through both legs. Draw the heart open by drawing the backs of the elbows towards the sky. Head presses into the fingers. One more breath. Then the standing leg, step back into a high crescent lunge. Around the toe mounds of that back foot, opening into the same position. Hands come down to blocks or floor, just so you can stabilize. Turn that back foot at that 45-degree angle, setting your foundation for warrior one. And we'll rise up, fingers reach up. Anchoring into both feet, drawing the hips, so both hip points are pointing forward. We'll take the diagonal. So reach forward, anchor into the outer left heel, outer left edge of the foot, strong and steady in that front knee. And then as we rise up, practice the arms straight in the front leg, draw the arms down. Pause here. Feel energy through both feet, connect to the earth. And then back through, diagonal, inhale. Exhale, rise. Draw the elbows down. Just find your rhythm. You might inhale, lift and lengthen forward. Exhale, round, lengthen, draw elbows down. Or your rhythm might be completely different. Slower, faster, maybe not even connected to the breath at all. Nice. Next time we come through, with our right leg is straight, sweep the arms down alongside. Nice. Coming through pyramid. Start with the same diagonal spine we did in that warrior one. Connect with the back foot, steering both hip points forward. Hands to blocks, hands to floor. So you can stay high in a table spine. You want more sensation or have more space, you can fold over. I like to walk my hands forward. If I'm folding deeper, it helps lengthen the spine, lengthen the arm, side body, creating space instead of collapsing. So there's still a lift of the heart and crown of the head at the diagonal line towards the front edge of my mat. Notice sensation, work with that sensation. Noticing when it's too much, back it off. Maybe it's too little and you're wandering. So find that perfect place you can stay and breathe. Just walking the hands back under the shoulders. We'll bend into that front knee. We'll rise back for one more warrior one. And then we're just going to step to the top of our mat, draw the hands in towards heart center. Nice. From here, sweep the arms up toward the sky. Extended mountain palms face in. Walk the big toe mounds together. A little space between the heels. Press the inner leg line together. It might just be your feet and ankles. I know for me it is. Lower belly draws in and up. Pelvic floor engages and draws in and up. Keeping the stability in the legs, side body towards the left. So that right arm stays reaching up. Left arm can come alongside or it can reach up as well. Nice, come back through center. Reach it up, re-center. And then other side. Remembering that position we did side lying in the beginning. Same idea, just a different foundation. Reach it up, and we'll draw hands in towards heart center. Beautiful. From here, feet are positioned, bend the knees into a deep seat. Hands can stay in this prayer position if it feels like a lot. So you're in this chair, or you might reach the hands up to match the diagonal of the torso. If you're folded more forward, arms reach forward. If you're upright, hands reach up. Draw the navel center in, lengthen your tail. Little sweeping chair pose. Inhale, lift the heels, sweep the arms back, rising onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, ground the heels, reach the arms up. If balance is tricky today, you can skip the balancing and just sweep the arms. Once again, we're connecting with our feet. Really bringing awareness to our foundation. Building a little bit of tapas, a little inner heat. Next time, heels ground. Breathe in, lift up, and then fold forward. Beautiful. Hands, 2 blocks, highest height, 1 or 2. Step the feet out so you're hip distance. Left foot standing, right leg reaches back, point the toes. So we're in a supported warrior 3. Draw the navel center in, lift the heart and crown of the head away from the right toes. Draw a knee in towards that right elbow. Bend that knee and lengthen back out. So we've done this position already. A little bit of a tip of your foundation. Draw it in and back out. One more time. Drawing that right knee in and up and back out. This time, keep the legs straight. Draw the toes back towards you and spin that hip open. Bend the left knee, step back, warrior 2. Rise up. So you want the front heel, left heel to align with the back edge of the back foot. We're going to take traditional warrior 2 hands to start. Let's spin the elbow, the shoulders open and palms up. Then this full external rotation from shoulders to fingertips. Keeping the left palm up and externally rotated, spin the right palm down, internally rotate all the way into the shoulder. So maybe you can spin that right shoulder down and in, and then open back up. Right palm faces towards the sky, left palm, left arm, left shoulder internally rotates. Just playing with this side to side. You can bring more fluidity, or you can stay with a little bit more regimented external, internal rotation. You might shift the gaze side to side as well. Nice, coming through, both palms face down, but keep the shoulders rolling open. Hands cartwheel down. Nice. Let's step back, take a plank. You can soften a plank by dropping the knees, half plank. Hold, draw the belly in and up, and then down dog. Shift through, plank, half or full, and down dog. Back into that plank, half or full, and down dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels, come to the top of the mat. Hands to blocks, table your spine, halfway lift, supported table lift. This time right foot stays down, left foot reaches back, point the toes, supported warrior 3. Feel the space in the top of that left foot, left shin, left thigh. Draw the toes back towards the shin. Bend the knee, draw the knee towards the outer left shoulder. Send it on back. 2 more times. Draw in and out. Back it goes. In and out. Back it goes. Nice. From here, spin that hip open so that left toes draw up towards the sky. Bend the standing leg as you make your way back in to warrior 2. Adjust as you need. Open the arms, palms face up. Establish your foundation. Press into both feet. And then let's play with that internal, external rotation. So right palm spins down. That right inner shoulder rolls in, maybe look away. And then spin left palm down, roll left shoulder, look away. So play here, side to side. Make it yours. It's almost like patting your belly and rubbing your head, or vice versa, however that one works. There is a little bit of head to body connection that needs to happen. And then coming through, open shoulders, palms spin down. One more breath. Cartwheel your hands to the earth, step back, plank. We're gonna lower all the way to our bellies. So drop the knees or lower through that high plank pose. We'll draw the palm or the coming into Sphinx. So elbows right underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel, palms pressed down. Pressing into the tops of the feet, squeeze the inner feet together. Draw the low belly in and up. So often in this pose, there's a lot of collapse in the low back. So make sure you're reaching the sitting bones away from the low back. Sacrum reaches towards the heels to create space in the low back. Belly draws into support. If it feels like too much in the low back, you can soften, bringing elbows farther forward so you're in a softer back bend. Yeah, nice. Always checking in and then rechecking in time and time again. That's sort of how life works as well. Moment to moment. And then next exhale, let's soften all the way down. Stack our palms, bring forehead to the palms. Keeping legs straight, let's just rock the hips side to side. And maybe take that rocking motion up into the ribs, head, the heels spin side to side. This rocking motion can be really nourishing and settling for the nervous system. And then let the rocks come softer and more centered. Back to stillness. Take a variation of a pec stretch. We'll start on the right side. For this variation, bend the elbow. So right elbow bends and comes out to the side. So you're in that same cactus arm. Walk the right elbow forward so it's in front of the right shoulder. Keep pressing into the right hand. As you spin onto the right side, maybe releasing head down to floor. That left foot might go over the side, over towards the back side of the right leg. So we're in an active right pec stretch opener here. Keep pressing into the right hand gently. You can adjust as needed. You can walk the elbow up or back, trying to find a position that brings the most space, but not too much sensation that you can't stay and breathe. Let's take 2 cleansing breaths together. Next, inhale through your nose. Open mouth, sigh it out. Inhale and exhale. Roll back through, center. Sweeping that right hand back. Set yourself up left side. So arm out to a cactus. Walk that left elbow in front of left shoulder. Press into the hand. Spin the gaze to look right as you rock on over for the other side. You might notice a different side to side. So adjust as you need. Keep activation through the left hand to keep activation through the left shoulder. This is another area for me. And if I'm struggling with any emotional tension or challenge in my life, I tend to hold a lot of tension around my heart space. So yes, it's the pec area if you want to talk about muscles, but it's also the heart space. The heart is also a muscle. It's also believed to be the seat of the emotions. So softening as you can. Take 2 cleansing breaths. Next, inhale through your nostrils. Open mouth, sigh it out. Inhale through the nose. Nice, we'll roll back onto our belly, back to our chest. Nice, from here, let's bring the hands alongside the shoulders. We'll just tuck the toes under, make your way into downward facing dog. Lengthening full body here, feeling contact with the floor, through the hands, through the feet. So through this sequence of poses, we felt our foundation change many times, from belly to back, to hands and knees, to one foot on the floor. So just anchoring and feeling the stability of this downward facing dog. Nice, lift the heels, bend the knees. We're just gonna come through to a seat. If you like to jump, you can jump. Otherwise, you can just sweep both legs forward. Nice. From here, let's draw the toes back towards us. So you're putting energy spreading into the soles of the feet. Sweep the arms up. Clasp the hands the non-habitual way. So do it one way and then switch it. That's how I figured it out. Spin the palms up. So just like we did when we were sitting back on our heels, we're broadening space through our side body, connecting into our palms, spreading energy into our hands, feeling support of the earth underneath us. Keep activation through the legs, keep pressing the heels into the earth. Nice, release the hands down, point the toes. Feel that same space in the tops of the legs. Bring the hands behind you, send the fingertips towards you. Draw the shoulder blades together as you broaden your chest. Maybe even reach your belly forward, your belly button. So you're in this cow-like spine. If it feels good in the neck, release the head back. If you want more, you can elevate the hips off the ground for inverted plank, or bend the knees for inverted table, lifting the hips. So 3 different positions, 3 different choices. Keep breathing. Again, hips are hovering, set them back down. We'll come through that neutral spine, draw the toes back towards you. We'll inhale, reach the hands up. Just like we did in the warrior 1 position, we're going to take a diagonal. So stay connected with the earth as you start to reach your hands forward at a diagonal. As you reach the fingers forward, draw low belly in, send your outer hips and tailbone back and down. This might be where you stay. You can keep the hands hovering. You can bring the hands to either side of your legs. If you have more space, you might fold forward farther. You can play with the hover of the hands, or hands to earth, or wrap the hands around the soles of the feet. Don't lose that space that you've created along your spine and ribs though. So choose a position you can keep a lift of the heart and crown of the head at the diagonal of your torso. It's a forward fold, so you're always going forward as you fold. It's not a downward collapse fold. Nice, one more breath in and out here. And then rise back up the same way you came in. Arms reach up towards the sky. And then let's bring our hands behind us and drop to our forearms. So forearms, like the elbows are right under shoulders, palms down. Elbows right under shoulders, palms down. Taking a variation of fish, Matsyasana, point the toes away. So that same lengthening of energy through the tops of your feet. Squeeze your inner feet together. From here, rock the belly open, drop the head. Nice. Keep the hands grounded here. Pressing into your elbows, drawing the heart open. Tuck the chin, draw chin in towards the chest, and we'll lower ourselves down to the earth. Nice, bend the knees. Bring the feet nice and wide. Knock the inner knees together. So we're just going to allow our belly center, our back body, our sacrum, Our shoulders and the backs of our head to release into the earth. This is the position we began class. We're almost finished. We'll do a couple more wind down postures. But notice, from the beginning of your asana practice till now, has there been any shifts? Do you feel more connected with breath or body? Have you created some space? Maybe you're more connected with the foundation of the earth, feel more grounded. Bring the knees over the feet so the feet are nice and wide. Just windshield wiper our legs side to side. Letting the knees go fully one way, fully the other way. Next time the knees come towards the left, we'll pause. So the outer left knee is coming down, the inner right knee is turning towards the floor. You can stay here, or if you like to add a little more, I sometimes walk my right heel in towards my right glute and hook the left ankle or inner foot over the outer right knee, intensifying this left or right hip opener. Again, arms can stay alongside, or you might sweep that right arm up overhead. Some people like to clasp the left hand to right wrist to really accentuate that side body stretch. Notice what you feel. Stay connected. Just releasing out, hands alongside, unhooking the ankle if you have the ankle hook. Let's come back through center, just rock side to side, a few more windshield wipers before we come to the other side. Next time, knees go right, pausing, setting yourself up, noticing on this side what you need, lunging that left knee away, maybe choosing to hook the right ankle over the top of the left knee. Arms can stay alongside, or left arm reaches overhead, clasping the wrist with the opposite hand if you like. Notice if there's any resistance anywhere. Resistance to the stretch, resistance to opening in this area, maybe just resistance in general. Resistance can be really informing. It can keep us from pushing too far, but sometimes it's more of a central nervous system resistance, like a fight or a freeze. And so as you can, just feel the support of the earth still there for you, the breath, soften as you can. Nice. Next inhale, make your way back through center. Knees point up, and then let's head into a Supta Baddha Konasana. So place the soles of your feet together, outer edges of the feet on the mat. If you like a lot of intensity and opening in the groin area, walk the heels in towards you. If you don't want as much, if you want to soften a little more, walk the feet farther away, a gentle anchoring of the outer knees towards the floor. You might have your arms alongside you, or you might place your hands to your body. And for me, it always feels really nourishing, belly or heart. Sometimes just placing them to the fronts of your hips, onto your thighs. So you'll know, tune yourself to where you might need some connection and breathe into your hands. One more full inhale and exhale. Walk your hands on the outside of your knees to walk your knees back in through center. Draw the knees in so you curl up into a little ball, but keep your head and shoulders and torso released. You can stay like this if this feels nourishing, or a happy baby is an option. Spreading the legs wide, stacking the feet over the top. Full variation, you reach your hands through your inner knees, grasp your outer feet. If this tends to rock your tail off the ground, you can grasp your shins or even the fronts of your knees, more of a froggy position, a froggy on your back. You might move, you might anchor into stillness, feeling the earth underneath you. And then the next few breaths, let's make our way into that final resting pose, Shavasana. If you know it feels better for your low back to keep your knees bent, feet on the floor, you can take that same inner knee knocked together position we started in. Otherwise, lengthen your legs out long, arms alongside. And for me, sometimes it helps me stay in stillness if I can just get my wiggles out. So you might rock side to side, maybe shimmying hips, feet, head, that little rocking motion to settle the nervous system, to release the movement, and then settling into stillness. And I'll stay with you, and we'll come out together. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer and you have time, I encourage you to. If you'd like that, go ahead and mute the audio on your device so you can stay without interruption. The gaze is soft, so eyes are closed or a soft gaze to one point. Let the breath soften. Even let your awareness soften. Feeling really supported. Feel connected to your body. With this body connection, you might become aware of any subtle sensations, maybe gripping or holding somewhere. Maybe the nervous system feels calm. Maybe it feels active, or there might be a humming or buzzing throughout your system. And this is why we practice, so we can become aware of how things are within ourselves and use that as information for what we need, how we can move through the world, what we can do to nourish ourselves so that we're able to nourish and tend and take care of others. Start to deepen your breath. Inhaling, exhaling a little fuller, a little deeper. Bring wiggles in, maybe rocking side to side. You can bend the knees, reach through the arms, wiggle fingers, toes. And the next few breaths, roll to your side, keeping awareness inward and soft. Maybe eyes stay closed. We'll come to a seat, landing our hands together in front of our heart center, that Anjali Mudra. This hand position is one of honoring self, honoring others, and honoring the great interconnection of all beings, humans, animals, and the world around us. Let's bow our chins, a little bowing into all those things, the importance, the necessity. Namaste. Beautiful. Thank you all for being here.